you Google Gemini update destroys NotebookLM, you're wasting hours on expensive test prep courses. You're dropping hundreds of dollars on SAT practice materials. Meanwhile, students with no budget are crushing their practice scores for free. Google just changed the entire education game, and most people have no idea. Hey, I'm Hada, and today we're talking about something that just dropped from Google that has the education tech world going crazy. On January 21st, Google announced free full-length SAT practice tests built directly into Gemini. And here's the thing, these aren't just random AI-generated questions. They're partnered with the Princeton Review. That means you're getting vetted content that actually mirrors the real test. Let me break down what this means. You can open Gemini right now, type "I want to take an SAT practice test," and boom, you get a complete full-length exam, 2 hours and 14 minutes, same format as the digital SAT. No cost, no sign-up, no credit card, available 24/7 on demand. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is where things start to connect to NotebookLM in ways people aren't talking about yet. When you finish your practice test in Gemini, you don't just get a score. You get instant feedback showing exactly where you're strong and where you need work. Gemini can explain every single answer, break down the concepts, then create a completely customized study plan based on your weak areas. Think about that, a personalized tutor that knows your exact gaps and builds a roadmap to fix them. Now let's talk about NotebookLM because this is where people are getting confused. Some folks are saying this Gemini update destroys NotebookLM. That's not accurate. Here's the real story. NotebookLM and Gemini are different tools for different jobs. NotebookLM is built for deep research and document analysis. You upload your own sources, lecture notes, research papers, study guides, and NotebookLM becomes an expert on those specific materials. It gives you citations, shows you exactly where information came from, creates flashcards and quizzes from your uploaded content, generates those viral audio overviews where two AI hosts discuss your documents like a podcast. When I first started using these AI study tools, I was overwhelmed. That's when I found this community called AI Profit Boardroom. With over 2,000 members, all focused on learning AI together and sharing what actually works, it taught me which workflows save time versus which ones waste it. The community shares real use cases and practical implementations. If you're serious about using AI to improve your work and skills, check it out. Link in description. So Gemini with SAT tests versus NotebookLM. They're not competitors. They're complementary. Here's how you can use them together. Use Gemini for the full-length standardized test practice. Get the instant feedback, see your weak areas, then upload your study materials for those topics to NotebookLM. Create flashcards, generate quizzes, build audio overviews to listen while commuting. But the Gemini SAT update is still massive. Traditional SAT prep courses cost $300 to over $1,000. Now Google is offering Princeton Review quality content completely free. That's access for students in rural areas, students whose families can't afford prep courses, students who can't make tutoring sessions, same quality materials as students paying thousands. The digital SAT is adaptive and shorter than the old paper version. These Gemini practice tests mirror that exact structure. When you take a test, you get a timed full-length exam with instant feedback on your strengths and weaknesses. Then, Gemini creates a personalized study plan. Google also announced Gemini integration with Google Classroom. Teachers can draft assignments and summarize student progress. NotebookLM is getting integrated into Canvas and Moodle, and you can now add NotebookLM as a source in Gemini. Upload your materials to NotebookLM, then reference that notebook when working in Gemini. If you're taking the SAT soon, here's exactly what to do. Start with a baseline test this week. No prep. Just see where you stand. Gemini will show you your weak spots immediately. Maybe it's algebra, maybe it's reading comprehension, maybe it's grammar rules. Take those weak areas and create a focused study plan. If algebra is your issue, gather your math textbook chapters on that topic. Your class notes, any practice problems. Upload everything to NotebookLM. Ask it to create flashcards on the key formulas. Generate practice quizzes. Make an audio overview you can listen to while doing other things. Spend focused time on those weak areas. Not random studying. targeted work on exactly what you need. Then in a week, take another Gemini practice test. Check if your algebra score improved. If it did, move to the next weak area. If not, dig deeper with NotebookLM. This cycle of test, identify, study, retest is how you actually improve scores. Not just taking test after test hoping you get better. Here's a workflow you can try. Take a Gemini SAT practice test on Saturday. Identify your weak areas. Spend the week using NotebookLM to study those topics. Next Saturday, take another practice test. Track your improvement. The integration between these tools is only getting better. Google announced at the BET Education Conference that more standardized tests are coming to Gemini beyond just the SAT, more ways to connect NotebookLM with other Google tools. And this is putting serious pressure on the paid test prep industry. Princeton Review themselves are partnering with Google on this. That tells you where the market is heading. But here's what makes this different from other free study resources. The quality is actually good. The Princeton Review has been doing SAT prep since 1981. They know what works. Now that expertise is available to everyone for free. Compare that to random practice questions you find online. No quality control, no guarantee they match the real test format, no structured feedback. Gemini solves all of that. The students who will benefit most are the ones who use these tools strategically, analyzing results, focusing on weak areas, using the right tool for each specific task. Let me give you some pro tips. When using Gemini SAT tests, treat them like the real thing. Find a quiet space, set a timer, no distractions. After each test, dig into every question you got wrong and ask Gemini to explain the concept. Don't just read the explanation once and move on. Ask follow-up questions. Why is this answer wrong? What's the trick I'm missing? How do I spot this type of question in the future? Gemini can break it down until you actually understand. For NotebookLM, upload complete materials, not just random snippets. The more context it has, the better. Create separate notebooks for different subjects, and use the audio overview feature for subjects like history and literature, where hearing discussion helps concepts stick. One trick that works really well. Upload your wrong answers from a Gemini practice test to NotebookLM along with your study materials. Ask NotebookLM to create a personalized study guide focused on those exact concepts. Now you're studying what you actually need instead of reviewing stuff you already know. And here's something important. Both tools are free, but that could change. Google has monetization plans. NotebookLM Plus is already rolling out with higher limits for paid subscribers. Use these tools now while they're maximizing free access to build market share. The bigger trend here is AI democratizing education. Students in any country, any income level, any school quality, they can access world-class study materials, get personalized tutoring, practice standardized tests, all through free AI tools. That's powerful. That's genuinely changing who has access to quality education resources. If you're looking to dive deeper into AI tools and actually implement them in your work, I recommend AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 people learning how to use AI effectively. Everyone shares real experiences, what's working, what's not, which tools are worth your time, which ones to skip, no hype, just solid information and practical guidance from people doing the work. It's helped me stay on top of updates and figure out how to actually apply them. Link in description if you want to check it out. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and 100 plus AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 46,000 members who are crushing it with AI. Bottom line, the Gemini SAT update isn't destroying NotebookLM. They're different tools serving different purposes. Together they create a powerful, free study system. Students who use both strategically will have a massive advantage, not just on the SAT, but in learning how to use AI effectively for anything. Go try it. Take a practice SAT in Gemini today. Upload your study materials to NotebookLM. See what works for you. Tell me what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.